Hello and welcome to another episode of Monday Night Insights. I am your host. My name is Pia Maffei, and to my right here is my good friend. Her name is Beth. She works with me in the store, and she works with me on my new course called Get Food Smart, Join My Tribe. This is going to be available online as a self-study course. We're going to present it to you sometime in January. We are working very hard on the content and building it, and it's super fun. So we're super excited about it. Remember, we're the only course that doesn't want to tell you what to eat. We want to make you smart enough to understand and think about what you put into your body, what you consume every single day. So that gets us to our topic today. Our topic, I wrote a blog this weekend that lives on our blog site. The blog site is IamACleanEater.com. So please go to that site and you will read our current, which is just posted today, our current blog called Stop Comparing, Just Be Mindful. Now, why did I write this blog? How did I come up with this idea? Why am I giving this information? So, I am Beth's mentor, and she has been with me for, well, I've known her for years, but I mean, truly on her clean eating journey for 3.5 months, like pretty solid. Okay, and she's doing amazing. So yay, Beth! And really, so much growth and everything happening. And I was telling her before I had her read the blog. I basically said to her, you know, Beth, this is something that you've never done. You've never compared yourself the way I describe in this blog. So I first want to talk about the blog and how I describe the comparisons, and then get your feedback as to why you've never done this, which I think is amazing.
Okay.
Now, another thing I want to say is not everybody that I talk to in the course or come through the store are not like this, okay? I would say most people are very open to the information. So one thing that we try to do when we get a new customer in the store, we generally, say things like, hi, welcome, first time to the shop, how did you find us? Are you following any lifestyle eating plans? These are some of the questions that we ask so we could just understand where the person is currently on their journey. And at the IamACleanEater.com site, I have written specifically the 10 Commandments for Clean Eating. And also wrote, what are you buying? These are two very specific pieces of documents or documentation that you really need to grasp and understand for your journey for clean eating. And what I find when I try and I start to broach the subject, I don't know if you found this too, but when I broach the subject with some of the customers with either the 10 Commandments of clean eating or with the what are you buying, sometimes some people get very defensive. Okay, wall goes up right away, and they're either, oh, I know all this stuff, and then they start to make these comparisons, which is similar to what we have on the blog, okay? So one thing is they come in, they get very defensive, and they either want to tell you how they're doing everything right, and they're not basically a neophyte when it comes to understanding food and where they're at, and not that we're suggesting that they are, we're just trying to get a benchmark, where are you and where are you going? Because that's the point of the clean eating journey, is understanding it's not about staying stagnant. It's not about doing everything right. If you think you're doing everything right, that's a sure way to know you're completely wrong, okay? Because there's no movement, all right? So now that comparison comes in, and one common comparison is, well, I am just so much better than my neighbor or the other people in my family, or some level of comparison that they're making that somehow, well, them choosing Chipotle is a lot better than choosing McDonald's, so hey, don't I get a pass? What say you?
No, sorry. I mean, I'd like to say that it's like, I mean, sure, yes, it's slightly better.
Right.
But it's so slight.
Right.
Because again, McDonald's and Chipotle are getting their stuff off of a Sysco truck.
Right.
Yeah. They're all getting it from the same place.
So is the 5-star restaurant, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the comparison is very slight. Now you could say from a nutritional standpoint that eating something from Chipotle is slightly better nutritiously.
Yes.
Than the frozen super GMO'd stuff that is coming from McDonald's. A lot of people have seen that Super Size Me documentary and things like that. So we all know how literally bad McDonald's food is,
right?
But
or
people
Burger King,
or any fast food.
Del Taco, they're all in the same world.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be like coming at me with pitchforks, but I'm
don't
sorry,
you
but
dare.
In-N-Out is only slightly better than McDonald's, like 1% better, maybe.
Well, right, only because you think they're better because they're chopping fries in front of you. That's it. So you see a potato and they're chopping them in front of you, and you think, oh my God, that's better and healthier for you.
Perceived freshness.
Yes.
Is what I think about it as now. It's like,
Yes.
that whole element of being able to witness it. Yeah. So it's not like hidden like McDonald's has it mostly hidden so that you don't really know how bad it is. But yeah, I think In-N-Out just has a perceived freshness, and then also people like the simplicity of the menu because McDonald's menu is just completely crazy complicated.
Right.
There's like so much junk there, and then In-N-Out is just like, oh, okay, well I could have 3 things 10 different ways, but it's still a lot easier to process.
Okay, so the comparison part though, it's saying basically, well, I think I'm doing better than somebody else, that whole mindset is a dangerous mindset to jump into because
Absolutely.
You really don't know what the other person is doing. It's your perception of that, and then you're projecting, and somehow you're getting some glory or glee or something for basically saying, oh, well, this makes me feel so much better because they're so much worse than I am. And so my question to that is, how do you go further? If you're just there, right, and saying, well, I cook at home most of the nights, but then, once a week we go to this place, and that's what we do, and we don't want to do anything differently.
Okay.
And that's the process that we're at. So the thing is, how does somebody like that learn to go through the journey that is clean eating?
Well, I think part of it is realizing that, their habit is not necessarily a habit, it's a rut.
Yes.
You're stuck in a rut.
Yes.
And really when you're in that, you're bored.
So good point.
Because when you just said like, well, I cook my own meals for this, and then once a week we go here, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're feeling that the restaurant food is better, if you need that cheat day or whatever, then you're bored with what you've got, and what you've got is a routine that's become a rut.
Beautiful point. I love that point. Yes. And it's just, you're not ready to get to the next level because you don't even know that there can be a next level.
Yeah, and you're not switching it up. You're not like trying new recipes. You're not learning new skills for cooking. You're cooking the same meals that you absolutely know will turn out okay.
Yeah.
And
it's a box. Right?
Yeah, you've put yourself in a box.
Yes,
because
exactly.
you're not switching it up. You're not getting more creative. You're not trying something new. You're not growing.
Right. There's no growth.
Like you said, stagnant.
Right. Stagnant. Right.
You know,
Yes.
you've worked hard and now you're here and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna
Coasting.
You're just coasting.
Yeah, you're just coasting on autopilot, basically. And then at that point, I think the what you said is exactly right. Is you're in a rut or you're bored, and so at that point, you don't even know where to go to get to the next level. So these are some of the things that we teach in the course, the I Am a Clean Eater course that we're offering called Get Food Smart, Join My Tribe. And these are tools that we're going to prepare you for, but you first have to be open to understanding that do you fall into the rut? Are you one of the comparison people? Does that ultimately turn you into the excuse person, right? So you have to start to first be open and to recognize, oh my God, that's my pattern. That is what I do. I am ready to stop that pattern. And these are the right steps to do it. And that's what the course helps you do. So that's one thing, right? They're both comparisons, but the first comparison is a comparison to basically saying, I've elevated myself here because everybody else is here, and so I'm not that bad, okay? The second comparison is that they compare themselves to somebody like me, which they see as, you know, and I've had this in the store, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I could never be as perfect as you,
Yeah.
Pia.
Oh, I've heard customers say that to you way more often than I want to.
Yeah. And it's not okay.
And at this point, I like have to stop myself from cringing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a cringe for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're just thinking so badly of themselves that they're limiting themselves so much in like, oh, well, I could never be like you.
Yeah.
You know, but I think what it really comes down to is not that you're perfect.
No.
But that
not at all.
But, you know, it comes down to, you know, like, I don't want to work as hard as you.
Right.
Pia. Like,
Yes.
I don't want to
Right.
I don't
Yes.
want to think as much as you.
Yes.
I don't want to have to consider everything I'm putting in my mouth. I just want to grab something and I want to eat it and I want it to be done because I have to eat all the time and it's become a chore.
Yeah. And that's easy.
Yeah.
I can just go and
Yeah.
fix something and
Exactly.
eat it, and and I'm on autopilot, but a different type of autopilot from the first one.
Right.
Right? So now it becomes, okay, well, ultimately that's another excuse because they've elevated and projected where I'm at my journey, but not taking into account that, hey, I'm 5 years into my journey.
Right.
Okay, so do you think I was at this point 3 years ago?
Yeah.
4 years ago? I wasn't as diligent as I thought I was, but I wasn't. But that's the point. I'm not stagnant. I'm not staying at the same location all the time. I'm curious. I want to know more. I ask more questions. I continue to try new things. In the course, the Get Food Smart, Join My Tribe course, I talk about the importance of choosing thought leaders. Okay? I am a thought leader when it comes to clean eating. There is nobody talking about clean eating the way we talk about clean eating on the IamACleanEater.com website.
True.
We have defined clean eating, and it's definitive, the 10 Commandments for clean eating. We strongly suggest you read and understand and fully grasp the concept of what you are buying. Not what you should buy, what are you buying?
Yeah.
Okay? And then from there, that tells us, oh, you know what? You're one step further, one step forward on your journey to clean eating. And that journey lasts till the day you die. Not that it's a destination, right? So where I am in 5 years, I'm so excited to know where I'm going to be at in 5 years with all the new things that are going to come out and how I'm going to apply that and embrace it. Some I'm going to love, some I'm going to discard, because that's the point of making it my journey.
Right.
Right?
And like you said, I don't spend a lot of time comparing myself to other people. But I think
You haven't done
one
it
of
at
the,
all
one of the
since
reasons,
I've known you.
yeah, one of the reasons I don't is because I ran across this saying and I loved it and I kind of took it to heart. It's there's nothing good about being superior to other people, only in being superior to your previous self. And I thought of it from this growth standpoint that I really, really liked that.
Yes.
That, you know, it's not my goal to be better than other people. It's my goal to be better than who I was yesterday.
Yes. we need to put that in the course.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
All right. I'll find it.
I love it.
I have no idea who said it or whatever,
Okay.
or where I heard it or whatever, but it stuck with me.
Yes, and that's part of what we're talking about today in this blog, which is stop comparing and be mindful. And anybody could do that at any time and start at any time. You could do it right now. And in fact, we're heading into Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So let's not only be mindful, let's be thankful,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Some of us will celebrate Thursday, but we celebrate it throughout the whole weekend, depending on how the families decide to do it.
Right.
And so now just be like, it's not about, oh, no, I don't want that. You're serving me some sort of poison that I can't have.
Mm-hmm.
On your first, quarter or half year into clean eating, you're not going to be there. Okay, that's not part of where you are at that point. You're going to still say, okay, well, the one bite, I'll do that.
Right.
And you're still understanding, and maybe you'll ask, oh, what's in it, or hey, where did you buy it? And then you'll start to understand, okay, maybe for next year I don't want that, right? So next year I could work toward, I'm going to be stronger and not have all the desserts. I'm going to be stronger and basically come up with 2 dishes that I'm going to bring to my party, or we'll order a tray and I'll come in with the tray and eat off of that. But that's not realistic the first few weeks or few months into your journey. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
You're just not
you're not
there
strong
yet.
enough
You're
yet.
not
You're
strong
like
enough. You haven't
still-
developed all the patterns that you need
Yeah,
to
and
develop.
you're worried
Yeah.
about like hurting people's feelings
Right.
and other things like that. And you should be mindful of that because you can come off as like a snob.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can come off as very abrasive, very difficult,
Yes.
and you can stress out your family.
Yeah.
If they don't know what to be able to serve you.
Right.
And then and then that's an anxiety that they carry, and that can ruin relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, if it goes that dramatic.
If it becomes that dramatic.
Yes, exactly. So you start to work through it. So you start to have different goals along the journey. Okay? So people compare themselves to me at 5 years into my journey where I just won't eat that because I'm that far into my journey. 3 years ago was a different Pia.
Okay.
A different, making different choices. So somebody come in and doing the comparison would say, oh, here I am at my beginner stage, and you're all the way out here. I'm never going to get there.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you will get there. You have to give yourself time, but you have to first make that first step into getting there, right? Be open to the first step.
Yeah, and not think of, oh, well, okay, I'm seeing where you are at 5 years and thinking, oh no, I could never do that.
Right.
But what if you take that first step, and then at the 5 years, I mean, you may be at a totally different benchmark.
100%.
That
person will be at a completely different benchmark than my benchmark
Yeah.
because of how I approached my journey.
Right, and you're totally different people, and
Right.
when it comes to food, how it affects our bodies is so different.
Yes.
Like, I don't
Yes.
think there's any food out there that's like great for literally everybody.
Right.
Yes. There will be some people that, like you're always saying, certain foods don't love you back, and what doesn't love you back is so different person to person.
And you have to go through that process to understand. So as you start on your journey, then you'll start to figure that out. And that's what we continue to teach through the course.
Yeah, and that's why you don't want to do the comparing thing, because your journey is totally different. Like even just the two of us, your journey is totally different than mine.
Yes.
Like we're not the same people, we're not the same eaters.
Yeah.
We
don't have the same goals.
Yeah, we don't have the same goals.
Right.
We don't have the same, emotional baggage or
Exactly.
whatever else is
That's a big
whatever
one.
else is leading
Yes.
it, to us.
Yeah.
Wherever our clean eating journey is going.
Right.
But those are things that we have that we work on. But yeah, they're all different
Yes.
because none of it's the same.
Right. So that's what we encourage you to do, is to understand that this clean eating journey is about you. It's for you. And to make you the priority. And so when we drop off tonight after this video, I want you to go to IamACleanEater.com and click on the blog that says Stop Comparing, Be Mindful. Read the blog, and then at the end of the blog there's a little capture area in there that basically says if you want more information on the course that we're building called Get Food Smart, Join My Tribe, I put you in a specific email list that will then have the opportunity for you to get specific information on that course as we continue to roll it out. If you have questions for me, you know what to do. You could direct message me. You can send you could leave a message on this Facebook Live in here. When you go to IamACleanEater.com, go to our YouTube icon, and that will jump you over to all of our videos, because all of the videos that we do on our Monday Night Insights are also found on that YouTube channel. Until then, happy Thanksgiving. We're so grateful to have you in our lives, and I'm so grateful that I'll be able to have a pasture turkey this year, again this year, 3 years in a
Awesome.
row. I am very, very thankful that I'm able to nourish my body with that. But again, 3 years ago, I didn't have a pasture turkey. Okay? I'm not even sure I understood why I'd want the pasture turkey over the organic turkey.
Oh, okay.
That was 3 years
Yeah.
ago, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I knew the distinction. Okay?
But you were always growing.
I'm always
you were
learning,
always learning,
asking
and so at
questions.
5 years, you have your pasture turkey,
Yeah.
and you know its value.
Exactly.
You know,
and I'm
you-
grateful.
You know what you're getting. You're
Yes.
grateful for it, and you know why.
Yes.
And you know where it's been in all
Yeah.
the information
Yeah.
about it.
Because I'm mindful with everything that I put into my body. Okay, at this stage of my journey. So that's what we want to help you do. Go to the blog site, IamACleanEater.com, and sign up for Get Food Smart, Join My Tribe. Until next time, we'll see you. Thanks, folks. Bye.